Today in Canada, the land that I'm on, so-called Canada, it is Truth and Reconciliation Day for Indigenous peoples. And this is a topic that I think is actually a part of healing. This is really important. So when we're talking about our own healing and our healing collectively, we have to seek the truth, right? When we seek the truth, it can set us free. So first and foremost, we need to be honest with ourselves. When we're trying to reconcile something in our lives, a relationship, or on a whole as a culture, we need to first be honest. And from that place of honesty, then we can start to rebuild and show our actions of that we're changing and we're acknowledging the mistakes we've made in the past. And now we want to change for the better, and we're going to implement that in with our actions. So as we delve into this personal healing journey, be truthful with yourself. It's really easy for us to make up all these excuses, to hide behind the things that keep us feeling safe. But to really grow and to change, we have to be truthful about what's no longer working, the areas in our life that we are hiding from. We have to be truthful about maybe we haven't actually showed up well for ourselves in the past, and we show up better for other people. So we need to be truthful. That's the starting zone for all of this, to find reconciliation. And I want you to feel supported here to do that. It can be really scary when we open up about our past, personally or as a collective. There is a lot of really unfortunate things have happened throughout history, throughout our own personal lives and as a culture. And so it can be very uncomfortable, and I want to encourage you to know that you feel supported in this uncomfortable phase of being honest, because it can be really hard. But that's where we're going to start. So as we move throughout today's practice, notice where you can be a little bit more honest with yourself. Find the truth, because truly, when we can say it, okay, I made this mistake. I've been choosing patterns that have actually been feeding into my unwellness, into my sickness, into my depression, anxiety. We've all done it. But when we can be truthful with it, then we can start to acknowledge where exactly we need to focus to change and reconcile with ourselves and everyone else that we interact with. So let's find ourselves on our backs today, and let's start to move through whatever energy we're feeling today. Let's go through it together here and now. So find yourself on your backs. Feel free to keep your knees bent or extend your legs out long, whatever works best for you. I even like to bring my feet nice and wide, my knees in towards one another, constructive rest. Whenever you find that comfortable space, close your eyes down. Start to come to your center. Bringing your awareness to your breath. And start to feel yourself soften, letting go. Take a moment to lick your lips, swallow. Feel how the tongue sticks to the roof of the mouth. See if you can maintain that connection. And start to expand the breath, inhaling through the nose. Feel your inner body, your belly, your chest, the sides of your body all expand. And exhale, gently squeeze the air back out through the mouth or through the nose. Let it go. 3 more breaths like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Finding the truth even when it feels scary, even when we feel shame or anger or whatever emotion comes up. Know that we can navigate these emotions, and let's come to the seed, that truth, that space And that from that place, we can find deep healing. So slowly open your eyes. If you'd like to keep them closed for while we're on our backs, please do. Extend the legs and the arms long, arms overhead. Reach your legs long. And start to walk your legs and your arms over to the left side. Grab onto your right wrist. Hook your right ankle over top of the left and come into this gentle banana shape. Take a few breaths, filling up the right side. One more breath. Good, and slowly release. Come back through center, scooch everything over to the right side, hook left ankle, and grab onto the left wrist. So as we breathe and we slowly start to move, it starts to uncover some of the tension in the body, and to soften and release some of that tension, we send the breath into that part of the body. And the same can be done when we're feeling a really intense charge of emotions. We can invite in breath. The breath has a power to soften us. The breath can also be a moment for us to pause and give space for a response instead of a reaction. On your next inhale, come back through center. Wrap your arms down along your sides, pull your knees into your chest, and give yourself a tight squeeze, rock side to side. So the yoga practice is really more of a place of awareness. It's a way of life. And what we're doing right now is the asana, the physical movements, the postures. And practicing the asanas is really important because it brings us back to our body and it brings us back to our breath. And the breath can be one of the best tools for us to move through the discomforts in life. Start to open the knees to the sides of the body and come into a happy baby. We're reaching for the outside edges of our feet. Flex and spread the toes. Draw the knees down towards the armpits. So wherever we're at on our healing journey or on this journey of yoga and our asanas, it's important for us to remember that we don't need to force. Forcing something to change rarely works. So instead we get into the free flow of energy. And again, the breath can be that teacher. The breath flows into us and back out. It's like a wave crashing onto the shore and then drawing back out into the ocean. So it's like this great well of consciousness, this expansive quality of the oceans, of the water bodies, the bodies of water. The waves flow into shore. They bring in some gift, some bit of information, some cleansing, and they flow back out into that great, broad, whole consciousness. Good. Slowly release the legs down to the earth. Plant both feet. Bring your arms into cactus arms and windshield wipe the knees left and right. So as we try to find more truth within ourselves, I encourage you to let it flow instead of being harsh and being forceful. Invite in more breath. One more time, side to side. Good. Bring your feet about hip-width distance and bring your right ankle over top of your left knee. Take a few ankle rolls, one direction and then the next. Visualizing the breath going all the way down into that right ankle. Lift off the left foot and bring the knees closer in towards you. You're reaching behind your leg and pulling the knee in. Simultaneously, there's this action of, with your right elbow, pressing that right knee out to the side a bit more. Engage both feet, spreading the toes. Pull a little tighter. One more breath. So anytime the mind wanders, simply invite full breaths back in. Exhale, release your left foot down, cactus the arms, and drop the knees to the left side. The right foot will plant down, the knee will stay lifted. You can bring right hand to hip, left hand inner thigh, bring a little traction. Press the knee away, soften through the right hip. See if you can let go a little bit more, revealing the true essence of who we are, which is from birth. We are these little hydrated beings, super flexible, super intelligent, filled with this wealth of knowledge, creative energy, all of this potential, all of this pure beauty. So really, in a lot of ways, it's like going back to that state, trying to get back to our initial whole selves. Good. And slowly you can lift this back up. Keep the left foot down and pull the right knee in towards your chest. Notice how you can move it towards more your belly and then bring it out to the outside edge of your right side. And from there, start to bend the knee and walk or draw your foot up to the sky. Maybe you can just reach your ankle and that's good. Maybe there's space to clasp around the top of the foot. Now the energy is drawing down. Knee towards the armpit, towards the earth, deep opening through that right hip. Now you can keep the left foot planted or extend the leg long. Let's take 3 full breaths here together. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Really good. Slowly release the right foot down. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Flex both feet. Lift off the ground. Interlace the fingers behind the back of that right knee. Or you can even, if there's space, come to the top, to the shin. Okay, another full breath here. And slowly release the hands, plant the right foot down, slowly rotate to the right side, planting the right foot down, left hand to the hip, right hand to the inner thigh, press the knee a little bit further away, soften through that left side, full breath. Good, and then inhale, rise back up. Keep that right foot planted. The left ankle releases. Draw the knee in towards the belly. Squeeze it tightly. Move to the outside towards the rib cage, outer edge of the rib cage, and start to extend the foot up. You can always keep your hands behind your thigh. Reach the hands up towards your ankle or interlace over top of the foot. And keep pressing the knee down, outside edge of the body, down towards the armpit. Big opening through that left hip. Full few breaths here. Good. As you're ready, slowly release. From here, the hands can either come underneath the knees again or by your sides. We'll slowly start to rock up and down the spine. Take your time with this movement. I always find with the spinal roll, it really gives me a really good sense of how my body is doing physically. There can be sometimes a lot of tension. This move can be really intense as you roll back. So send the same amount of breath as there is intensity. See if you can neutralize a little bit of that intense energy with the breath. A few more rolls. Take your time. Honestly, this is just a movement that I would recommend to everyone, even if you just had 1 minute a day to put into yourself. This movement is so powerful. The spinal health is like where all of our energy can become stagnant or fluid. 1 or 2 more rolls. And on your next one, you can stay as you are with coming into this plow position. Your hands on your lower back and your legs are extended. Normal and fine if your feet don't touch. If they do, great. You can tuck your toes under. Once the feet are touching, you can place the hands down to the earth. Keep your chin to your chest. Keep breathing. Good. And if you'd like, we'll come up into a shoulder stand. So the hands are at the low back and the feet start to come into the air. You can even bend one knee and then the other. Take a little bit of movement here. Maybe you bring your knees together, toes together, and then open the knees wide, coming into this like butterfly shoulder stand. Maybe the legs come wide. One more breath. Tapping into intuitive movements within the practice to continue to make it our own. Good. And very slowly roll all the way back out of the plow pose. The feet come down. Good. Arms open wide, palms are facing down. So you're coming into this big open arms like a T. Knees into your chest, drop both knees to the left side. Exhale, inhale through the belly over to the right side. And as you do this movement, maybe there's space you want to extend the legs. Spread the feet, engage the toes, spread the toes on the feet. Some days it's hard to speak. So let's just keep moving side to side 1 more time each way. Good. Knees back through center, send the feet up into the sky, the hands up, roll out the ankles, roll out the wrists. Good. Keep the feet up to the sky, the arms come down by your sides, palms face down. Peel off the head, off the mat. Peel the shoulders off the mat. Keep the feet up into the sky. And let's start to pump a little bit of this classic Pilates move. Pumping the energy into the body. Keep the arms pumping. Keep breathing. If you want more, the legs start to come lower to the ground. We're going for 100 of these. We're almost halfway. Keep breathing. Stick with it. Change is difficult. Change is uncomfortable. When we strengthen the body and the mind, it makes it easier for us to get through the hard parts of life. Keep breathing. Do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release arms and feet down. Good. Feet are hip width distance. Spread the toes. Inhale, lift the spine up, the hips up. Squeeze the inner thighs. Lift a little higher. Good. And then roll 1 vertebra down at a time. Let the hips drop down. Press and lift back up. Inhale. Exhale down. Once again, inhale, rippling up. Exhale, down. This time as we ripple the spine up to the sky, stay there, squeeze the inner thighs. Imagine you're pressing your heels down and away, and you're lifting your hips a little more. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Try to squeeze the palms together, and then roll the shoulders one together at a time. Underneath you, keep lifting. One more breath here in bridge pose. Good. Feel free to come down. If you want more challenge, press into the left foot. The right foot comes up. Yes, full breath. And slowly exhale, release. Other side. Inhale. And exhale. So good. Slowly release, release your hands. Let it all go. Take a moment. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So we're going to keep this class fully on our backs. Extend the legs long. Bring the arms by your sides. Now slowly roll to the left side, and you can keep actually your feet planted for this part. Sorry. Lift your hips, bring your hands underneath your bum, making this triangle with your fingers, and that's going to go right at your tailbone. Good. And then from there, straighten the legs. Zip the legs together, and you start to bring your elbows in, coming into this fish pose. Press your elbows down. Try to get your top of your head down to the mat. Your hips are down, your heart is lifted. Keep breathing here. One more full breath. And slowly release the head, bring the elbows wide, bring your feet back down, lift your hips, release your hands. Good. And just like that, you've completed solid 15 minutes of movement and breath. Notice how you feel now. Notice if anything came up for you within this intention of class, of finding the truth, seeking the truth for yourself. Take a moment to continue to rest here. And after class, I really encourage you to take a moment and journal a little bit. Where in your life can you seek a little bit more truth? How can you show up better for you so that you can show up better for your community? Sending you so much love, and if you'd like to join tomorrow's live class at 9 a.m. PST on Saturday morning, please just send me a little message or write in the comments. I'd love for you to be there. I look forward to seeing you soon. Much love. Namaste.